Well, good day everybody. While I'm fiddling around with my recording system, I thought I'll do that while doing a little review vape journey video. Today I thought we'll have a look at this one. I got this only 2 weeks ago, and some of you would say, but this is pretty old. Yes, it is pretty old. It is the Intake from Mike Vape. No, not the Intake Dual, the Intake, the real Intake. And I was lucky enough to pick one up not too long ago. Here it is. Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in? Here it goes. There you go. Intake from Mike Vapes. Comes in a round box like this. Mike Vapes and Augvape, by the way. Here we go. There you go. Here we go. Intake RTA. And using it now for some time, so I think I'm ready to give you my verdict. And but in the meantime, let's do a little unpacking, and I'll show you how I wick it and how I build the coil into it. And then we'll meet again upstairs. See you in a bit. And here we are down low with the Augvape Intake designed by Mike Vapes. Comes in a round box like this. Here you go. And it says Intake RTA, Mike Vapes. Vape official. It gives you all their internet presence, and at the back it just gives you the address and the usual warnings like don't vape in a bin. And it tells you that there is, let's go here, standard configuration, 1 Intake RTA and 1 piece glass tube. Here we go. Let's open this up. This is how you get it. You get it with a multi-tool perched on top, which has 2 flats on one side and a star screwdriver on the other. Then these things are always notoriously difficult to get your stuff out. It comes obviously with, here we go, it comes with the tank itself, and then it comes with some spare parts. Let's put the tank to one side so we can focus on the spare parts. Here we go. What are the spare parts? Let's just have a look inside. It is a 510 to 810 reducer, a couple of O-rings, and a couple of grub screws. If I remember correctly, it also came with an extra black mouthpiece, which was very similar to the blue mouthpiece which it comes with originally. Here we go. So and it comes with a straight glass. Sorry, forgot to tell you. There it is. It comes with a straight glass because out of the box it actually comes with a bubble glass. The straight glass is an option which is available. Then we have this here, which is the tank itself. Let's try and get this out. Comes in a little plastic baggie. Here you go. Let's take the plastic baggie off, and you see the tank over here. Now you see it is a bit, it's a bit of condensation because I just cleaned it. Anyway, let's have a look from bottom to top. It comes with this 810. Oh, look at me here. It comes with the 810 drip tip, which is a typically thin Mike Vape strip tip. I'm not a fan of those. It comes with the opening over here, so you open this up. Ooh, let's clean this out a little bit here. Yeah. Not gonna hide from you. I use this now for a couple of weeks, so in order to see how it is, so I can tell you about it. Come on, my boy. Here we go. Right, I just dried it off. It's a bayonet, it's a quarter turn, works very, very well. I like bayonet, I love bayonet. I think it's the best opening and closing method for a top fill. And this one works very well, very smooth, not too hard, not too soft. It's just ideal, it just is perfect. Then it comes with the top airflow, which you see over here. It has stops on both sides, works very, very well. And this is the airflows. Then let's have a look at, always interesting with top airflow, how the air comes down. Here we go. Right, let's put this out of the way so this one can focus. Here we go, you see 2 tubes, and the 2 tubes correlate with these 2 tubes, so when you screw them in, so this obviously turns. So when you screw that in, come on, here we go. When you screw that in, you screw that into the 2 holes, and the air then comes through the 2 tubes right down to a bottom airflow, which you see over there. And this is it. This is how the air works. And so I thought maybe a good idea to put a coil in it and see what it does. So I'm not going to fiddle around with coils because of course I already had a coil in it. Don't see the need to make another one. So what I have in it is a triple core fused Clapton. And let's put it back. I just took it out so you can see the airflow, how the airflow configuration at the bottom works. Thought that might be something you might be interested in. Right, let's take the coil. Let's put it on the screwdriver. It's probably the easiest way. Put it in, skew. Come on, my little coily. Doesn't want to go in. Alright, let's do something else. Let's get I think it is a 3mm if I can remember correctly. So let's get a 3mm pin out. Here we go, it is a 3. And let's just help us to put this in. Obviously it is a lot easier when you have the longer legs. These are obviously the legs cut off already, so we'll just get this in right over here. Here we are. Looks quite nice. Let's just put the pin in there, help us screw it down into position. Now you'll see mostly my hand now, I apologize for that. Here we go. And let's give it a little bit of a burn in. I'm burning it in with around about 37 watts. Here we go. Just squeeze it a little bit together. And it comes out at 0.23. Here you go. That is, and then obviously once we have let it cool down a little bit, we will now put in some cotton. Right, I'll have, for the purpose of this, I've just got myself a little shoelace cotton here. Make it easier. And just pull it through. Here we are. Cotton is in. Take a pair of scissors. Where do I cut it? I cut it round about. If you look at this, at the thing, around about. There's a step over there, right over here. Let me show you here. There's a step, a little step over here. That's more or less where I cut it. Doesn't need to be by 0.5 millimeter, but that gives you just an indication where I like to cut it. Cut it a little bit skew. I like to cut it with a sharp scissors, which I will give myself some time. Here we go. What I then normally do is I just fluff it a little bit. Let me get the other scissors. Angled scissors, they are normally better to just rake it out just a little bit on both sides, from top and bottom. Do the same thing on the other side. Rake it out from top to bottom. Yeah. Not only do you give your cotton some direction, you also make it slightly thinner so it will fall easier into the wicking holes. I'll give it a bit of a trim here. Right, now what we do now is we just fluff it up a little bit so there's nothing compressed here, and then we just push it towards the coil. By doing that, let the cotton fall in. When you feel resistance, you stop. I've thinned this out enough. I don't feel any resistance. Bad resistance. Here we go. Do the same thing on the other side. Fluff it up. Push it towards the coil, and that's all you do. You push it towards the coil and you let the cotton fall in by itself. Now remember, cotton expands, so now I'm going a bit closer here so you can see where the cotton is. You see it just hangs out there at the bottom, but it doesn't really touch the bottom, so that gives the juice the opportunity to get underneath the cotton, and the cotton will then ideally wick it right up to the coil. That's how I like to wick this one. Actually, a lot of the tanks, very similar wicking method when you have these contained wicking holes. Now what I do now is I just make sure that my coil is secure, and I give this some juice. Get the screwdriver out of the way. Give it some juice all over. Just burn it a little bit so the juice can be sucked in. Perfect. And that's all you need. I don't think you need to over juice it. Here we go. Right, now we just take this off the mud and screw the whole shebang together. Usual, turn back till you hear the click and then just screw it on. Here you are. Put it back onto the mud. Open the top fill and fill it up with juice. Go. And we have filled it up, we close it up, and there you go. There is the intake from Augvape and Mike Vapes. It's coiled up, juiced up, wicked up, and it is ready to go. Let's have a look if it is. Maybe open the airflow, that works a lot better then. Appears to be ready to go. Right, and that was it. The intake for Mike Vapes and Augvape, and I'll see you back upstairs and we'll have a little chat about this. See you in a minute. And here we are, back on top again with the Augvape and Mike Vapes, spit the word out, roll it, intake. Now, let me just start by saying, this is the easiest RTA you will ever have. It's easy to build, it's easy to wick, it's easy to fill. It is just a very, very easy RTA to operate, and it has great flavor. It is delicious. It really is. Now, if I have to look out for a niggly point, I would say the airflow. The airflow is restrictive. No, it's not restrictive for me, but somebody who is used to breathe through their tanks like you could do with something else. Let me just look around and see if I see something quickly where you can breathe through. Yeah, like the Brunhilde maybe. Or others. There are other tanks where you can, well, lots of them. The Blotto. Let's talk a Blotto, you know, who's coming from Australia. And now the Vape and Bogan is somebody who likes lots of airflow. If you are in the vaping Bogan, I need lots of airflow category, this is not for you. It just isn't, because it is not an airflow. The airflow is a medium restricted airflow, fully open. That's what it is. But on the other side of that metal comes great flavor. The other niggly point, or something which I would like to make you aware of, is that it is not unbelievable loud. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it is not a quiet tank either. It is a top airflow, and top airflow, because they have to change directions. Well, first it comes in, then it has to change directions 90 degrees down, then it has to change directions again to come underneath the coil, and then it meets and it goes up to the coil. So these changes of directions will produce some noise. It's not obnoxious, it's not terrible, it's certainly not whistling at all. It's very, very smooth. It's just not something you would like to, vape in the church. You can hear it has a bit of a sound to it. But I have seen I put a different drip tip on it. I hate these thin drip tips. But it wicks awesome. It is easy to wick. It is a top airflow, so it will not spill on you. Even if you do make a mistake and you flood the deck, nothing will come out here onto your mod. And it has a fantastic flavor. I really, from all my tanks which I'm having, as far as ease of use is concerned and still having good flavor, this is the tank. So if I say, if you start out with RTAs, if you see that the future will be that people will take away, stock oil tanks and all that kind of, and we have seen development with PMTA in America, people do fantastic stupid stuff just to get money out of the tobacco industry, and we can see how far the tobacco industry is willing to go to discredit vaping. If you need to come down and say, right, I need to do this now, I need to do my own calls and I need to do my own wicking, this is the tank to go for. So if you ever have a chance to still get an Intake single coil RTA, and they're a bit like hen's teeth at the moment because it's obviously not the newest tank anymore, but if you look out and you're lucky enough to find one, get one, because it's certainly worth it. Ease of use, good flavor, and just generally a really, really nice tank. And it looks good. I think it's a sexy tank. I really do. I have never tried it with a straight glass, so it probably looks even sexier with that. But even with the bubble glass, this is a very, very sexy tank. I really think it's a nice tank. And it is certainly not something which you have to hide away from other vapors. It's a nice tank. It's a lovely tank. So, from me, I would say this is A category. I love it. And for the price point, can't go wrong. If you see an Intake, I can highly recommend it. Get yourself one. Thanks very much for popping in. Greetings from Cape Town. As you can see behind me, it's a sunny, lovely day. So I'm going to go out a bit and enjoy the sunshine. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Cheers.